Hey everyone! Welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. This is Here and Now, Episode 8 of Season 10 of Heartland. Georgie is excited after being picked to be the Extreme Team headliner. Amy, however, feels Georgie's not ready for some of the headlining tricks. So, what's going to happen is there's going to be some conflict. Georgie's probably going to tell Amy basically to go away, and Amy's going to be right, and Georgie's going to unfortunately fail. Hopefully she won't fail at a big event, a big trick writing event. Hopefully it won't be that. Hopefully it'll just be while practicing. Now, it is cool that Georgie does that, And like I said, that's one thing since she got adopted. Lou mentioned Georgie loves it there. And you can tell she does. She does love living on a ranch. She's got people around her, of course, who love her as well. She has horses. She does the Extreme Team. And it's also kind of funny because Lou wanted Georgie to do ballet, and she went to one or two ballet classes, and it was basically like no. But Katie's doing ballet, so it's like Lou kind of wanted to make Georgie kind of her plaything, her doll or something, and Georgie wasn't having it, so Katie does it. And Katie obviously likes ballet because she keeps going. Georgie, of course, has always been more of a tomboy, but I have noticed as time has gone by, she has kind of become a little more feminine, wearing her hair down more, because the first season or two, I think she never really did, and we have seen her wearing dresses, and so she has become a little more girlish, a little more feminine. And of course, there's nothing wrong with being a tomboy, It's cool that happens. And I've noticed that girls are tomboys, and yet they still have long hair and still maybe like to wear makeup and whatnot, but yet they'll go and climb trees and do Extreme Team. And I've always thought that was pretty awesome. It's like this whole juxtaposition. And of course there's nothing wrong with that. And that's kind of what Georgie is. Now, she doesn't really do much with makeup, but, she gets to have a boyfriend, which I'm kind of surprised Lou allows that. But, so, in the last few years, Georgie has become a little more feminine as well. So, it's a balancing act for her, I'm sure. But she does a great job with it. So anyways, let's get started.
You turned the coach against me. Someone ratted you out. You did that all on your own.
Yeah, she did.
At least she brought you back from suspension. Yeah, but I'm still in her doghouse.
You're right. I'm still ticked off about that stunt that you pulled.
At your level. My level. It's not what I meant. You're just jealous that she picked me.
Kind of, yeah. Now, something's gonna happen and she's gonna not do it since it's said that Georgie is headliner. Jay got a sponsorship, an ad or something.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi. What? What are these?
For the Foothills Cowboy Hall of Fame banquet.
Yeah, but I just need one.
About me.
Guess they wanted a pretty face.
This is because you're a girl.
It could be.
Could be.
Or maybe they just think I'm better than you. Either way, I'm totally stoked. Tim, get him whatever he wants. It's on me.
Well, hey, she got money for it, so that's cool.
Hey, Monty.
Good, we're seeing Monty again.
He is. It's a long story. And I will fill you in, I promise, but I want to see Grandpa's face when he sees you.
Well, I'm not sure how
Oh, boy.
I need
This might
to
not
start
go well.
thinking about it. I'll let you know. All right.
Casey again, huh? Honey, tell her how many
The
tickets.
next room, if ever wanted to swing by, so here I am, old buddy, and just ran by.
Yeah, it's gonna be
so
well
real
worded,
slow.
isn't it?
Now I want you to gently lay back, flat out, right over his butt. Okay, you're too rigid. Loosen
Jeez.
up. Let yourself go. Let yourself go. Okay. Really stretch out.
I'm stuck. Help.
Okay, calm down.
I'm gonna fall.
No,
Can
you're
someone
not.
help Olivia? I have to hold the horse.
Here. Here. Don't help me.
Sorry.
You just needed help.
You okay?
She's fine, right, Olivia?
Yeah. I'm okay.
All right. Let's try it again.
Just as an option, there are a few other tricks.
Moving out of your mom's?
Again. I already contacted Caleb. His trailer's been empty since Mitch moved off the property.
Wow. Serious deja vu.
Which means I'm having another housewarming party. So
For the
tomorrow
cow
night,
girl.
be there, both of you. Okay. Rodeo school guys are already
Oh,
coming.
so they're
she
no
might
longer
consider
grounded?
those too. Okay. Well, the extreme team and I aren't so close right now, but I can put it up there. Cool. Well, I better get back.
Yeah, you know, Amy makes a valid point. That does look like a pretty risky trick. And she might be right that it might not be ready for it at that stage. Maybe if she was a couple years older and a little more experienced, she would be able to do it. But we'll see. Whatever happens, she's going to end up doing it and probably doing it well. You know, I have confidence in Georgie that she'll do it right. And, you know, Jack was talking there about Will Vernon, and I'm thinking, yeah, it could very well be that he wanted to come see his friend because something's happening. Sometimes, unfortunately, sometimes that is correct. And people take trips down memory lane when they are getting near the end. Like I said, though, I like that they've continued to kind of pop up occasionally since season 4. Well, I say season 4 because they were in the Christmas episode, which was season 4. You should be able to see it here on my channel. If you have not watched A Heartland Christmas, please watch it. You know, it will definitely get you in the festive spirit, as you can tell. But we've seen them, of course, in a couple of episodes since then. The people from, where is it? Are they Bent River? Wherever they are. So it's nice, you know, to see old characters popping up again. I have said this since season 8, and I'm wondering it again. What happened to Ahmed? It just seemed like he gave up way too easily. Like, you know, in terms of Amy, because he had come and he told Amy that he was in love with her and stuff, and then Ty kind of beat his ass. And then that was it. And I thought to myself, like, wouldn't he have come around, like, around the wedding? Or had he, at that point, just completely given up? You know, and how come there hasn't been, like, any mention of him or, you know, Amy watching videos or reading articles about him? Because you'd think she'd still be curious. But, like, ever since then, he's been gone. And the other thing I was going to point out is Shane, how he's all but disappeared. Granted, of course, you know, you could say, well, Miranda is remarried, and that is true, but Tim is still his father. And so you'd think Shane would still want to come see his father, not spend all of his time with Miranda and her new husband. So it's kind of like, what happened to Shane? Maybe he shows up later. But I'm just like, Shane just kind of disappeared because I don't know that he ever met Georgie. And I'd like to see Jeff again. It'd be nice for Jeff to come back too. Like I said, when Georgie ran away, they called Jeff, but you never saw him. And you would think with a couple of events, you know, like when Georgie was talking about the day she was adopted, you would think that there would be a mention of her brother, of her blood brother. So yeah, hopefully we'll see Jeff again too. And it could be on, you know, a show like this that, you know, the stories that happen that we don't see. Like when it comes to Christmas, maybe they do extend an offer for Jeff to come visit them at Christmas. Maybe he does, but the story goes past and so we don't see it. Or maybe he's busy. But yeah, you would think like there would be a couple of references like to Jeff or to Shane more than there are. Because there's literally none. Nancy was coughing too.
My goodness.
You all right?
Oh, wow. Can I get you anything else?
Some whiskey always helps. I guess it's far too early. Gotta be smarter.
Or Jack knows something's up.
Okay. Definitely need to talk to him about his health.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Here, guys, look at them and take a picture.
Yeah, Jade is kind of.
Make sure you tag me in that, okay? Jade, perfect. Hi, Brianna Landon. I'm the rep from Chuck Club and you'll be dealing.
I would have said,
Here, Hero. Well, then what's going on? Why did you...
I promised. We're doing the presenting, and guess who that person is? That's me.
presenting to Jack.
Get it? Jack, you're in the hall. You're finally getting into the foothill.
That's cool though that Will's gonna present it, but obviously there is a problem with Will's health since he's taken all those pills and the alcohol and everything, and there's probably some underlying issue that hasn't been talked about yet. But like I was saying, the whole thing with Jade is it's like you have to be smart, especially in today's age with social media. Like my attitude is you have a job, but it's not your entire life. And when you're not at work, really, it's not your work's business what you do. And that is true. But at the same time, I also do think that you need to be cognizant of what you post. You know, I don't think really any employer expects you to be an angel and post only certain things or act a certain way all the time. But, you know, you do need to think about, what if this ends up on the internet? I mean, if nothing else, like they were filming her chugging that, and I'm thinking, is that something though that Jade would really want out there where her mother can see it and her father and everyone else? Maybe she doesn't care, but she needs to think about that for the future. And maybe in a way that does kind of contradict what I was saying, that, it's really not your employer's business, which is true. Like I said, my attitude when I would be at a job is I'm here and I'm doing the work, but when I go home, if I decide I'm gonna drink heavily every night, that's not their business. I don't, but you get what I mean. Or, if I go and whatever, my attitude is that's not their business. So it is true. But again, and I don't know, it might even be in Jade's contract to act a certain way. And again, they're not going to expect their people to be saints, but they are going to expect a certain amount of decency amongst the way their people act, which I do think is fair. So unfortunately, it's going to backfire. And then with Natalie, Natalie's going to realize that, yeah, she was wrong and making a mistake. And yeah, I mean, sometimes they do need to be called out because sometimes they don't think about it, or they get inside their heads and think, oh, I'm tough shit. So if that had been me and she'd said, are you telling me how to coach? I would say, kind of, yeah. I'll say, just because you are my coach doesn't mean you're right all the time. You may think you are, but that doesn't mean you are. And if 2 or 3 or 4 of us are having trouble with this, maybe it's not a good idea. Especially when you have outside forces also telling us this isn't a good idea. And say, so yeah, I am kind of telling you how to coach, and so is, Amy Borden, and so are blah, 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 and blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah. They're telling you how to coach too. So if everyone is telling you how to coach, maybe you're not doing a good job. Doesn't mean you're right.
Oh my
Venus.
goodness, what is going on in here?
We're having waffles.
I can see that.
Sounds good.
Is there some special occasion?
I just wanted to start this day. Have a seat.
He's all excited because he's getting in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. What's happening?
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a good thing.
Tim,
I thought being a part of that team was a positive thing for her.
I know. But since the beginning, this coach has been pitting the girls against one another and destroying their confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Now she wants them to do this crazy trick.
Did you tell Lou about this?
She wants...
here we go.
Oh, hey, I was just on my way home to get ready for the big event tonight.
That's what I came to see you
Gonna
about.
happen.
You can keep your ticket, but I won't need you to promote the company. We're gonna have to.
Yep, saw that coming. As soon as she mentioned about recording it, I knew where that was going. And, I think that Jade would have taken it seriously about the whole kind of integrity, stuff like that. But yeah, it's something that should have been thought about, she went ahead and she threw that massive party, and I know when it's teenagers or early college students, all they really think about is partying. And there's so much more to life than just a good party, Like me, I've never been a huge drinker myself. I do drink, but I never understood the appeal of getting drunk. Because it's you waste the next day with a hangover. You ruin your liver. I personally have never seen it. Even when I was in college, there'd be parties and I would usually never go, like I said, I do drink occasionally when I feel like it. We have a local grill and bar near us, about a block or 2 away, that we frequent. And I find myself a lot of times, especially on Fridays, I think that's kind of a little Friday thing we try to do. At least now at the time of recording. And so when we go there, I'll do drinks and appetizers. And usually I get mimosas. So even if it's in the evening, I'll get mimosas. And I might have 3 or 4. We'll get a little bit of a buzz on, but that'll be it. I'm not going to continue to go ahead and drink more than that. I'm going to be that's it. Because I don't want to completely lose awareness and control of faculties, People do stuff when they're drunk that they don't remember and then they reap the consequences the next day, don't have hangovers. And I'm just like, I personally don't get that. And then you have someone like Jade here who, this is a good lesson for her to learn. I think she'll get another sponsorship. But I don't know, I'm kind of thinking, I mean, I know I get the whole thing with integrity and whatnot, and maybe her going to visit her and giving her a check, maybe it was kind of a little bit of a warning. But I do also kind of feel like maybe it was a little too quick. Maybe what they should have done is just said, you know, this is a warning, don't let it happen again. But, you know, with some of those companies, it's one and done. Here's the party with Jack and Lisa. Yeah, as I said, I'm sure Ty would have liked to have been there.
You guys?
Hey. Natalie showed up at Heartland today. No way. Yeah, she wants to bring us back to talk to the whole team. I think we should let her.
Well, you're the one who quit. We have your back.
I know, but you really want to miss the whole season.
So have her back to go back.
What if she's different?
Okay, I'll
2016 Foothills Cowboy Hall of Fame inductee, Will Vernon.
He doesn't care about this. Well, he cares about this.
Just pay attention.
Thank you, everyone. Hey. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen the Latias in this room here. So it'd be nice to be back with you again.
I am worried about
It's a
herself.
great honor for me to be able to Hills Cowboy Hall of Fame. Mr. Jack Bartlett.
I like how Ty said he felt like a proud son. That's one thing that I've loved with this show is basically from day one they've kind of tried to develop this relationship between Jack and Ty that it developed more into like a kind of father-son relationship. You know? I think because Jack never had a son. And so, you know, he saw something in Ty, maybe saw a part of himself in Ty. And so, yeah, then Ty kind of became his son. And I like that. But I saw, like, it looked like Georgie was wiping a tear away. But he's right, you know? It's like his days in the rodeo circuit don't really mean anything without family, without having people to share it with. So that was a good speech, and I love how he, you know, mentioned about his beautiful wife Lisa, and I like how she did that. That was cute, you know. And it's nice to finally see them there. You know, Lou, of course, also wasn't there. And that's, again, one thing I've pointed out with this show is that it seems like there are times when there are these big events that happen and characters miss it. And it does happen in reality, you know, if someone has an event and a family member can't make it. You know, obviously for someone like Ty, he's in Mongolia and he can't make it. Someone like Lou, though, with New York, she might have been able to fly back. Now, maybe she didn't have enough time because Jack probably didn't spill the beans until like that morning. So she may not have had enough time to fly back. You would think that they kind of would have like recorded it for her. But, you know, someone like Lou, you would think would be there. And, you know, the other thing I pointed out, like with Peter, is that he would be gone a lot for some of these events. Which, again, even though he was Lou's husband, things like Amy's graduation and her wedding and stuff like that, you would think he would still be there because they are still his family. You know? I mean, with my husband, we go to a lot of weddings or whatever on his side. Most of my family lives more out east, so I don't see them. But a bunch of his family lives here, so if there's a wedding or something, it's usually always his family. And we're always going. That's what you do when it's family.
Hey. Hi.
Ah, brought her back.
And The way you saw me in that video, that's not who I am. I
Really?
was just blowing off steam. It was only one night.
Positive response to you. Better than any promotion we've ever done. So, my bosses are pretty upset that I let you go. It's my job on the line now. If I can't get you back.
Well, you don't have to worry about that. I'm so in. And I promise I won't do anything to screw it up again. Deal?
Deal.
And I get it. I think that
Okay,
That
first
was
off,
right.
thanks for agreeing to hear me out.
I like how they're all
I want to start by saying
in
I'm sorry.
outfits. One thing Natalie should do is compliment the girls more.
Really makes a man start to think that maybe, well, just maybe, I shut myself too far off from the rest of the world.
Well, it's not too late to expand your horizons. You're not dead yet, are you? Let me
That's
look.
what some people think. But I was thinking,
Give it a try when you're ready, Sam.
There you go. Strong as a writer, she can pull herself up. That is a cool trick. No, she did a good job pulling herself up.
Good job, girls. A bit bumpy, but really good start.
See? And I like how
It's just amazing.
she let them do it.
Hey, when she sees me darkening her door again.
Probably. So, I do like that Natalie realized that she had been screwing up. And I think whether you are like a coach or a manager or something, you need to be able to praise your people and compliment. And I think that was one of Natalie's problems is, yeah, she was hard on them because she saw potential. And that's good, you know. But tell them that. Don't just be hard on them. You know, say to them, I see potential in you guys. I see a hell of a lot of potential. So I may be a little strict on you guys, but that's because I see potential. If she would have started off like that at the beginning of the coaching, they probably would have been okay with that. Because it would have been like, we get it, you know. She sees a lot in us. And that would boost their confidence. Georgie also mentioned that Natalie kind of is dividing the team. And it's like, then it's not a team. So she needs to stop referring to it as the extreme team if she's dividing them and separating them. Because that's not correct. So you do have to, you know, point out, not necessarily criticize, unless of course it's the constructive, but you know, a coach is there to make a person get better, to improve. So, you know, she could have these kids improve and say, okay, you know, like they go and they do the trick and she'd say, all right, that's great. You know, like she had said there at the end, she was like a little bumpy, but really good. Like that little bumpy, that's not something that's going to bother them. That's not going to deflate their confidence because they're going to be like, okay, a little bumpy. Yeah, we'll work on that. But she loved it, you know, but she was like, overall, that was really great. That's what they need to hear instead of her being like, well, you know, it wasn't bad, but it was bumpy. So you're going to have to work on that, blah, blah. That's going to deflate their confidence. It's like, it's okay to give some constructive criticism, but don't always be doing that. Give compliments and reward appropriately. It's the same, you know, like this, or, you know, even in someone's work. I think a lot of times managers don't compliment their employees and don't recognize them the way they should. And that's what causes toxic relationships and people to leave, is when they don't feel appreciated or valued. Because we'll see things about that anyways. You know, people will talk about a person who feels appreciated will do more than is expected. And that is true. If you're in a job where you know you're valued and appreciated, you will work more. You'll work harder, you'll do more because you know that it means something. Like with my husband, I mentioned the last one that he works in a warehouse for a commercial door company. And he's pretty important. He's pretty valued there. Like I said, he's basically the go-to guy for this one company doing business with them. And they do reward them. You know, at the time of filming, as you can see, it's December. And in December, they give bonuses. And so he's going to be getting a bonus. And that's one way to show appreciation. Granted, of course, it's nice to show appreciation other ways. But it's also nice to show appreciation in terms of monetary rewards. So, you know, he's going to be paid a little extra, be given a bonus for his efforts and all the work he's done this year. And then probably when the new year comes, there'll probably be like a raise with that too. So they are at least showing appreciation, at least in that form. And like I said, it's good to have other ways, you know, like if he had done something and gotten a job done early, you know, hopefully his boss will be like, hey, good job on that, you know, great job getting that done. Stuff like that, showing appreciation. And unfortunately, at some jobs, that doesn't happen. So it's kind of like that. You're going to frustrate people and people are going to quit. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, talk to someone if something is wrong, but you need to do it in a constructive way. Thank you for joining me for this reaction. Please hit the like button and subscribe for more content. And please follow me on Instagram and TikTok. If you can, support me on Buy Me a Coffee. And if you do, I will give you a shout out in a future video or on a YouTube short. I'll see you next time.